Welcome back. Let us continue our transmission. We're on the third day here of our harmonic, which is kind of marked or imprinted by the Siddhic state and expression of the 63rd gene key. And you can experience this on the third day of this 4-day cycle if that's how you want to participate in the harmonic. And so let's get right into it here. The 63rd siddhi, truth. Truth is every step of the way. The gift of inquiry, symbolized by the path of yoga, has a deep shock in store for those who are drawn to it. In the original Chinese I Ching, the two hexagrams corresponding to the 63rd and 64th gene keys have very revealing names. The 63rd is called after completion, and the 64th is called before completion. You might think that these names were the wrong way around, since the 63rd obviously comes before the 64th in the original sequence. However, all you will find here at the end of the I Ching is paradox, poetry, and puzzlement. We are entering the territory of truth with a capital T. No matter how elevated a person's awareness becomes or how advanced their yogic discipline is, until they reach this siddhic realm, they will never realize the ultimate paradox, that is truth. The only way to arrive at such a state is to reach a position of inner surrender, puhya. After all your efforts and exertions to find truth, you must eventually become one with your own doubt. Let go, release, surrender. Exalt in this. I love it so much. This is the shock of the 63rd siddhi. The doubt is truth. This is a deep letdown for your questing spirit. It is the ultimate state of failure and dejection. If logic is allowed free rein, it will always cancel out logic and conquer itself. In this sense, all yoga can only ever lead to tantra. This does not in any way negate the value of the spirit of inquiry that propels the seeker of truth. All male paths must eventually lead to the ocean of the feminine. It's just that simple. The more logic is followed, the more mysterious and poetic it seems to become, until it reaches the impasse that logic cannot move beyond. Logic and its human counterpart, doubt, are designed to self-destruct, taking you, the observer, within them. When doubt is trusted at such a profound level, the doubter disappears into the doubt, leaving truth. However, there is no sequential process to this. Truth is there all along, within the doubt. It is simply waiting to be realized, like a pearl within an oyster. It needn't be prized out, but simply recognized. If you follow a sequential and linear path that ends in this recognition or enlightenment, the path itself has no bearing on the enlightenment, even though it appears to. Truth is realized in many different ways. The other side of this siddhi is the 64th siddhi of illumination, which arrives at the same conclusion in a totally different way. Through the poetics of randomness, if you enjoy the logical path of progression, and that is your way. In many respects, it feels a safer route for human beings, since it gives you the feeling that you can prepare for truth. Few are those who are drawn to the left-hand path of the right brain, where there are no maps or charts to follow, other than the confusion of life itself. The yogic path to truth is a beautifully clipped garden in comparison to the wild jungles of the 64th siddhi. Ooh, I love it. The 64th shadow of doubt is the path of eventual exhaustion. Like the Buddha, you must study, discipline yourself, climb and exert yourself to get to the top, only to realize that the answer was there all along, even before you began. Should be like a soundtrack to this. At the shadow frequency, there is nothing but truth. At the gift frequency, there is nothing but truth. Truth is every step of the way. The siddhi of truth is everywhere. There is nothing that is not truth. Whatever happens to you, whatever you feel in that moment, however delirious or disturbing it is, nothing but truth. Truth is all there is. At the shadow frequency, there is nothing but truth. At the gift frequency, there is nothing but truth. Truth is every step of the way. This book of the 64 Gene Keys is a yogic voyage into every conceivable archetype within human consciousness, drawing together past, present, and future. It is an exploration driven by doubt, by the need to question every facet of existence, fixed in every nook and cranny of our DNA. It is the very emblem of the human urge to understand our true nature. And yet, from the point of view of truth, this book is a failure. It cannot be anything else. All attempts at understanding are doomed to fail. If you read through each and every one of the 64 siddhis, you will see the scope of this failure. Every siddhi encapsulates the same paradox, tilted at a slightly different linguistic angle. There are no answers to doubt. There are only patterns and the illusion of one looking at the patterns. At every stage and in every word, there is truth. This realization that everything is truth is well represented by the I Ching named after completion. The realization of truth involves a complex realization of your entire being. The quest is at an end because the quest has deleted the questioner. The doubt has entered into the question so fully that the question has swallowed his or her awareness. All paths to truth are therefore a complete fabrication. All techniques only distractions. And all systems and concepts are ultimately worthless. These are unhappy words for the seeker who still remains identified with his or her search. But even that is truth. There is no such thing as distorted truth or hidden truth. Truth is simply here now, in every moment, at every stage of your life. It is eternal, undying, pure, uncorruptible, and so beautifully simple. Truth really is the most precious and beautiful of the siddhis in the human expression because of its vast relaxedness. It is like resting under a tree on a warm, balmy evening after walking all day long. You gaze out at the sun setting into the sea, or the wind nestling into the leaves at your feet, or the stream purling softly over time-lapsed rocks. With truth, the inner journey, the attempt to follow the doubt right back to its source, high in the mountains and moors, comes to an end. Whenever you give yourself rest from worrying, you are treading around the fringes of remembering truth. Whenever you smile or breathe a deep sigh, there you are coming closer to truth. Whenever your face loses its hard edges and becomes softer, there, truth is being remembered. Truth is your natural state, your simple state, without complexity or concern. It is a drifting space, a total sinking into your being. As you may see from the true ending of this book, written in your genes, it has no need of meaning and no concern or possibility of an answer. In a single sentence, truth is the eternal moment of the universe. Well, how about that? That is just beautiful. So very relevant to everything. And I love how there's the committance that like every system is useless. Now for me, this also goes to show, and this is why I bring this definition up a lot in the natural timing systems, is because though the seeker is defined by the spiritualist looking for some kind of existential truth or existential answer, the very systems that also kind of need to be let go are the ones of false time. Every time you look at your watch, every time you go after the money, every time you do these things. And even though you may say to yourself, oh, but I needed a whatever excuse you may make to justify the existence of this cycle and your investment in it, it as well is under the exact same banner as being described as here. So as all systems are being let go, so are those ones. I just wanted to put an emphasis out there because it's not only seeking spiritual enlightenment, it's seeking itself. Okay, stay tuned for the next episode, which will be the commentary episode and the fourth day of this harmonic.